So I wanted to talk today about what to do when our best falls short. I got to speak at a church about a week and a half ago, and I was really excited to get. I am excited to get back into to speaking on a regular basis. I in the from 1993 to 2003, I spoke at least monthly, but for many years, it was weekly. And it's one of those skills that I feel like I have. I feel like I'm a good speaker, and um, so I was excited to become going to that church and getting a chance to speak in front of an audience. And um, I always practice multiple times, and every time I practice, the sermon is completely different than what I practiced. And I really do attest that I feel like it is the divine coming through me and speaking to in a way that the people in the audience, I come up with examples that I hadn't even planned, and I think that there's some kind of connection that person needs to hear that story. And so I get myself in a position, feeling that divine, getting myself in a space to be able to speak that way. And, I think that I had some hopes that, I used to speak quarterly in Bend, and we would go and make a weekend trip out of it. And then we really enjoyed doing that. So I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe this is going to be the thing that I'll get to go to this place, often, and they'll love me. And I didn't take the time in the experience to pause and find myself back in my notes. I get off topic and I start talking about things, and what I needed to do was to just pause and find where I was in my notes. So instead, what I did was I pulled this thought and I pulled that thought, and I definitely brought insightful, interesting things. We had some experiential pieces that I think people enjoyed, but it was disjointed. It was not what I wanted to bring. It was not my best. And at the end of it, I felt so ashamed. I felt like I was really letting all these people had come to hear it in inspirational talk, and I let them down. And afterward, usually I'm really like, oh, I want to meet everybody and I want to talk to people, and I really just wanted to leave. I felt so bad. And I said good morning, or talked to people. There were a few people who came up and said it was a great service, and but the stuff that was going on in me, and we got back to our friend's house where we were staying, and I just felt so sick that I had really let them down. And I think shame really was a big one. Like, I wanted to be this great speaker, and I am a great speaker. And I just felt like I just fell flat that day. And what I will say is, in that feeling, I didn't know how to shake it. I didn't know what to do to feel better. And what I did do was we went for a walk, which I think is a big one. We moving your body, feeling productive in that way. And then the next day I did a workshop, and I feel like I'm a good workshop leader too. So that was very successful, and it really shifted how I felt about where I was. And I was able to take that experience of kind of falling flat and seeing how things that I could gain from that experience, insights that I could gain from that experience. And what I will say is that, the action, taking action, continuing to get in the ring. Like I was saying, I just wanted to leave, but to continue to get, back in the ring, even when you fall flat, even when you feel like you're not living up to your potential or what you could possibly be bringing. Because sometimes, as a human being, sometimes things just don't work, and that's okay. And so, this week I want to just invite you to love yourself, that if things are not going as well as you planned or hoped, or but to continue to take those steps. Whatever it is, that dream that you're working towards, if you find yourself struggling a little bit, be kind and know that, whatever the next step is, to take that. Because when that action starts, that's when we can let go of the past that didn't work. We're in this new now. We're in a brand new moment, the now. And that's really where God works. God cannot work in the past. I can't fix that. God works in the present moment. And sometimes we're not as aware of that connection. And so to just find that present moment and to redevote yourself to that connection. Blessings.